Hello everyone. In this section, we'll be talking about a scatter plot. A scatter plot is a fundamental data visualization technique that displays individual data points as dots on a two-dimensional plane. It's an excellent choice when you want to visualize the relationship and patterns between two numeric variables or dimensions. Scatter plots are useful for identifying the outliers, understanding the data distribution, and exploring the strength and direction of relationship between variables. During our practical demonstration in Tableau, we will explore how to create the scatter plots to visualize and analyze the relationship between two variables effectively. You will also learn how to assign the dimensions and measures to the axis, customize the labels and colors to enhance the clarity, and use the additional elements like the trend lines or reference lines to provide the insights. Whether you are visualizing the correlation between the sales and advertising spends, student performance on two exams, or any dataset with numerical variables, scatter plots offer a simple yet powerful way to uncover the valuable insights from your data. So let's go to the Tableau screen and see how we can create a scatter plot. So we have already discussed about how scatter plot is used to compare two different measures. So that means the minimum requirement to create a scatter plot would be two measures. But still, let's go to the Show Me menu. And over here, you can see I have this scatter plot option. To create a scatter plot, I need zero or more dimensions, which is not compulsory. I can even create a scatter plot with the help of different measures. That's why it says 2 to 4 measures. So the minimum requirement to create a scatter plot is 2 measures. Let's try to create a scatter plot. First, I take the two measures in the form of sales and profit. So over here, you can see I'm getting the values in the form of this dot. On the lower axis, which is the x-axis, I'm getting these profit, and on the y-axis, I have sales. So basically, this particular dot is showing me whatever profit is happening and whatever sales is happening just with the help of this dot. But now I don't want to see the exact sum value of these profit and sales. I want to see it with the help of different dimensions, different factors that are happening over there. Let's say I'm trying to take a simple example. I want to see these things subcategories. So since I have multiple subcategories over here, the right hand side, you can see the legend over here. So with the help of these subcategories, I can easily see what are the subcategories which are giving me the sales as well as the profit in a good number. If you want to turn this line and you want to just swap the rows and columns, you can do it. So to swap the rows and columns, I know I can press Control W or I can use this swap rows and columns icon. So after doing it, I can see that there is a subcategory which is going in loss, which is giving me the maximum sales, but still the profit amount is not so good. So the subcategory is tables. I know this particular subcategory was showing me the profit in negative in the other visualizations also. So when you're talking about two measures, there can be some different kind of elements that might show up in different visualizations. But scatter plot are very good when you are comparing these two measures. Here you can clearly see that these particular categories, the subcategories over here, are not doing so good in the terms of sales also, but also not giving the profit. So these two are now comparable. Over here also, you can see there are few of the subcategories which are giving me the good sales as well as the good profit. These are few of those subcategories. So I can easily select these subcategories, and then whatever operations you need to perform on the top of them, you can create the group and you can try to create a different set for these kind of values. So this is one of the way to look at these scatter plot. The other thing that I can do is, let's say this time I'm taking another sheet. This time I want to see whether I'm giving any profit and sales to any customers, like individual customer, if they are giving me any contribution in that particular sales. So let's talk about some customer IDs. I can drag these customer IDs over here. Now you can see the different profit happening with different sales. I'll just swap the rows and columns to give you a clear understanding how these value are changing and how you can find the pattern between them. So let's say if you are talking about, you must have heard about the linear regression where the trend is increasing over the time or any particular axis. At that particular point, you can try to find out the correlation between two measures, same as we are trying to do right now. So if I'm talking about profit, there are multiple customers which are giving me high sales also. Over here, you can see the sales percentage is going too much, but they are not giving me too much profit. So these are the customers which are giving me loss over here. So what I can do is I can just select them to highlight it. So these are particular customers. You can just see what are their customer IDs, and you can also try to create a set of these customers. And then you can try to finally analyze them. You can group these two members and try to find out the different trends among these. So this is one of the way in which you can identify whether there are few customers that are present in your database which are giving you a good amount of sales, but they are incurring loss. So then you can try to find out what is the particular kind of items they are purchasing and what are the shipping modes they are using, in which region they lie. So that can be the area of improvement for you. This is one of the way in which we try to understand the superstore data and the different elements present inside it. Now let's talk a bit about quantity and the discount. So whatever quantities we are purchasing, the customers, they must be having some discounts whenever they are placing an order. They must be getting some kind of discounts. So let's talk about these different customers again with the help of these customer ID and see, or are they just purchasing the thing in bulk? So to find out these kind of trends, what I do is I won't see the sum of discounts. Here I'll see the average of discounts. To find out the average of discounts, what I can do is instead of the sum, I can click on this arrow, and here I can choose the measure. Instead of sum, I can choose the average. So I'll get the average discount with each customer that they are purchasing. So over here I can see there are few customers which are purchasing in good amount, but they are not getting high amount of discounts. So these are the good customers because they are buying in good quantity also, and they are not even getting the discount, so they are giving me good profit. In that case I can say, so again I have to compare it with profit now, because they are also in the measures, so I can easily compare it with the help of scatter plot. But if I look at the other customers, so they are taking too much profit from me, but they are not giving me good amount of quantity sales. So these customer areas are the bad form of customers which are taking too much profit over here, but the purchasing is not done in too much quantity over here. So what kind of customers are these? So we know that there are many sales happening over a certain period of time, and that time few customers show up who purchase items. That time a customer can purchase one or two items, but they are getting too much discount on the top of that particular product, or there might be some products which are listed with too much of discount. Those can be the things that can affect this, that there are few big orders, like say for example the furniture items, they are quite big in nature. So whenever a customer is purchasing that kind of thing, the quantity is less, but sometimes the discount is high due to sales. So I can easily identify the patterns from over here. If you wish to change the color, so you can go in the colors option over here and you can try to change the color of these, so the entire color palette is easily visible. Then you can try to find out the trends with the help of different trend lines also. We will be looking at the trend lines in the upcoming lectures. If you want to turn on the labels, you can do it, but turning on the labels in this particular visualization is not a good option because there are too many data points. Whenever you are having too many data points, if you turn on the labels like this, there would be too much clutter over here and you won't be easily able to identify the different labels. If the small amount of label is showing, it is even good to look at the trends. But if all the labels are present over here, then it will be very difficult for us. You can also try to change the shape of this particular data points. So for now, they are showing in the form of these circles. If I don't want to see it, I can just put the cross over here. Now I can easily try to pinpoint this particular data points with the help of this cross. I can easily try to visualize what is the amount of quantity they are purchasing and what is the amount of profit they are getting. So these kind of shapes can also be helpful whenever you are trying to create different form of visualizations. So this was all for scatter plot. So basic definition of scatter plot is it is used to compare two different kind of measures, and it is used to find basically the correlation and find out the trends that is happening in our different measures or data points. So I hope this section was clear. In the next section, we will be talking about the histogram.